In a shocking and tragic turn of events, the Atlanta entertainment community is reeling after news broke that Kirk Frost, the son of love and hip-hop, Atlanta stars Rasheeda and Kirk Frost, has been named the prime suspect in the fatal shooting of rising rapper Tahood, whose real name was Tevin. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Gwinnett County Police have officially identified Kirk as the individual responsible for pulling the trigger in the shooting that took place on Friday, August 8, at a residence near Snellville, Georgia. The case has rapidly gained widespread attention, both because of the Frost family's celebrity status and because of the devastating loss of Tehood, who was not only a budding music artist but also the boyfriend of Kirk's daughter, Kelsey Frost. Police were called to the residence at around 7 p.m. after a 911 call reported shots fired. When they arrived, they discovered Tevin suffering from gunshot wounds. Though he was transported to a nearby hospital, he succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced dead. At the time of the incident, Gwinnett County officials reassured the public that there was no active threat, confirming that the shooter had remained on the scene and cooperated with investigators. What seemed at first like an unclear homicide investigation has now unfolded into a complex case filled with layers of family dynamics, questions of motive, and the possibility of self-defense. The most shocking revelation came when authorities confirmed that the alleged shooter was none other than Kirk Frost. Reports indicate that Kirk had pulled up to the residence while a domestic disturbance was already underway inside. According to statements by Gwinnett Police spokesman Corporal Juan Madiedo, Kirk attempted to remove himself from the situation upon realizing that tensions were high. However, at some point after his arrival, the situation escalated into violence, resulting in Tevin being fatally shot. Investigators are now piecing together the exact sequence of events to determine whether Kirk's actions were premeditated or if the tragic outcome was a result of self-defense. A police report described that the domestic incident also involved a female who sustained physical injuries. Though her identity has not been officially released, many have speculated online that the woman may have been Kelsey Frost, as she and Tevin had been dating, but police have not confirmed this detail. Rumours immediately began swirling on social media, suggesting that Kelsey herself could have been directly involved in the events leading up to the shooting. In response to mounting speculation, a grieving Kelsey spoke out, vehemently denying any involvement in Tevin's death or any suggestion that she had orchestrated violence against him. "I can't sit back and let this narrative being created go on. The love of my life is gone. Sad, I am sick to my stomach. Sad, I don't wish this on anyone. I don't even have time to say my respects in the right manner because I am defending myself being attacked by the people who are creating weird and sick rumours," Kelsey wrote in a raw and emotional Instagram post. Along with her statement, she shared a touching tribute featuring photos and videos of her and Tevin together, captioned with heartbreaking words, "Sad, just come get me, baby, please. I can't even type this. Sad, I love you, Papa. I can't wait to hold you again." Her words made clear the depth of her grief and the difficulty of navigating both personal heartbreak and public scrutiny at the same time. The Frost family, long accustomed to the spotlight due to their presence on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, now find themselves in the middle of a very real-life tragedy that is playing out not only in the media but in the courts of public opinion. For his part, Kirk Frost responded to media inquiries about Kirk's role in the shooting by sharing a screenshot of the police department's update, emphasizing that self-defense was being considered. Kirk also shared a social media video and a related article, underscoring that while Kirk is indeed the prime suspect, the investigation has not yet resulted in formal charges. This detail has become a critical talking point, as many are wondering whether prosecutors will eventually move forward with an indictment or if Kirk will be cleared under Georgia's self-defense laws. Meanwhile, the family of Tevin, better known to fans as Tehood, has been plunged into mourning. The young rapper had been gaining traction in Atlanta's music scene with tracks like Percolator and Ready to Go, which showcased his energetic style and street-smart lyricism. For those close to him, Tevin was more than just an artist. He was a father, a son, a brother, and a friend whose life was taken far too soon. In the aftermath of his death, Tevin's sister, Asia Bandandi, launched a GoFundMe campaign to raise funds for funeral expenses and to provide financial support for his young daughter. The fundraiser, which set a goal of $6,500, has already raised close to $5,000, a reflection of the love and support pouring in from fans and community members. The description of the fundraiser paints a heartbreaking picture, accusing Gwinnett County Police of not doing enough to ensure accountability. It also claims that Tevin was shot 7 times, though police have not confirmed that detail publicly. Determined we won't stop until justice is served, not just for Tevin but for his daughter, his mother, his sisters, his grandmother, and every person whose life was changed forever the moment he was taken. The statement reads, "The Frost family now faces an unimaginable situation. On one side, they are dealing with the devastation of being linked to the death of a young man who was deeply connected to them through Kelsey's relationship. On the other, they are trying to navigate the legal consequences for Kai, who has been directly implicated. The situation is further complicated by the fact that the Frosts' lives have always been under public scrutiny, thanks to their reality television fame. For years, Rasheeda and Kirk have dealt with rumours, scandals, and family conflicts in the public eye. But nothing has ever come close to the gravity of this tragedy. The question of self-defense will be at the heart of this investigation. Georgia law allows individuals to use deadly force if they reasonably believe their life or the life of another is in imminent danger. Police have confirmed that Kai is cooperating and that they are not seeking additional suspects, which suggests that all available evidence points to him being the sole party involved in the shooting. Still, the determination of whether his actions were justified under the law will ultimately be left to investigators, prosecutors, and possibly a jury. As the case unfolds, the families involved are left to grieve in very different ways. The Frost family must support Kai through what could become a life-altering legal battle, while also dealing with the public perception of the incident. Kelsey must carry the pain of losing her boyfriend while defending herself against baseless accusations. Rasheeda and Kirk, who have always been portrayed as protective parents on television, are likely grappling with the unimaginable strain of watching one child mourn a devastating loss and another child potentially face criminal charges. On the other side, Tevin's family must come to terms with a future without him. They have vowed not to rest until they receive what they believe is justice for his death, whether that comes in the form of criminal charges against Kai or some other acknowledgement of responsibility. For Tevin's young daughter, the tragedy will shape her life forever as she grows up without her father's presence. The Atlanta community is watching closely as the case brings together themes of violence, family loyalty, celebrity, and the struggles of young black men in America. It is a story that has layers of pain and complexity, and one that does not yet have clear answers. For now, all that is certain is that a promising life has been cut short, a family is in mourning, and another family is facing its most difficult chapter yet.